How's it going, guys? Back for another one. I got a bit of a personal update going on today. I'm a bit more at peace than I have been at other times, and it's good. I probably sound super high right now compared to my other videos, but this is kind of just how I am if I'm just relaxing. I've been feeling like, so on the personal update, like things, what I'm kind of going through is just like, I'm going through a weird, like, eye-opening thing where I'm starting to, like, I need to, I guess, like, something weird about me, but like when you're young and you start to, like, that feeling, or if you're in school or whatever the case is, and you, like, just become aware of a bunch of things, of, like, not so many, but just become aware of a large number of things, and it kind of, like, it's like overwhelming or something. It's like you don't know how to process it. It's just too much information. And I'm not talking about like stuff that I'm looking at on the internet. I'm just talking about, like, my life and my worldview, just like in its entirety, has grown a lot. And I think what I'm really just trying to figure out what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to do something. I don't know what that is, but I think what I'm trying to do is fix, or not fix, but figure out that information and set it in its place, or kind of, you know what I mean? Like, once you start to digest, if you're in that situation where you're up against a whole shitload of new information, and you start to digest it, a little bit of it at a time, you start to get a clearer picture of the whole thing. It's not necessarily you just know that one single bit. You start to get more like a macro idea of what is going on, and I'm still in the micro kind of deal where I'm like, and I can't even explain what it's about. It's just about everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of hard to describe, and like, I'm not confident that everybody knows what I'm talking about on that. So that's fine, but I just got to say that, I guess. If that didn't make sense to you, then you probably just have not gone through something similar to that, or whatever. That's fine. What else? Yeah, and so, like, my life, like, from the exterior perspective, from the outside perspective, like, nothing really has changed. I'm really just trying to figure out, like, just trying to get, like, I don't know what, like, if I had, like, I wish I was, like, young and naive, honestly, because then I would have motivation, because I would be naive. Fuck, that's such a depressing thought right there. But yeah, I just don't have something where I'm like, I want to go and do that, and that's a worthy adventure. And I understand, like, it's like the journey, but trust me, like, I've been on a lot of journeys and they're not all good. Okay, so it's a tough thing. I've really questioned fucking everything about it, and at the end of the day, it all just boils down to my own, like, I think I'm kind of in a lull. Like, I had this, like, fucking Superman, like, thing where I just thought I could do everything, and I did do a lot of stuff, and that worked out. But, like, I don't know. I don't have that anymore, and I think that's a good thing, because I was a little bit reckless with it. It wasn't a balance. It wasn't that wasn't like the best place to be, you know what I mean? And so now I have less motivation. This is just another part of it as well. Maybe like looking at it from a different perspective, you know? Now I have done a few things, saw that I could be reckless, or saw that I could be this or that or whatever, and now am trying to find a more balanced approach to it. But that is not as easy as it seems. Yeah. I think one thing that I'm doing that I could be doing differently is I need to look at things one little bit at a time, instead of looking at the whole picture all the time, or like trying to look at the whole picture for everything no matter what, because it makes each individual action more, less potent or something, or less, it takes away from the individual action if you're only working towards the greater thing, kind of. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be a balance. I haven't found that balance, but that's kind of what it needs to be, I think. Yeah, and I just I've gotten so far, this is not me bragging. I need to say this. A lot of shit that I say sounds like I'm bragging, but most of it's just I'm literally saying it just because I don't hear people talking about this shit. You know what I mean? And I think when people view having a discussion or swearing or talking about crude topics, they're like, oh, you're lowering the discord. No, you're opening up the discord. The more words you're allowed to use, the better the conversation's going to be, as long as people don't get offended. Being offended has nothing to do with words, right? Because you could say the most, distinguished words and completely insult and destroy somebody, or you could use the most crass words and compliment them. You know what I mean? So it's not like nobody's lowering the discord. No, I think that would be a rebuttal to what to me lowering the discord on that would be. I'm honestly just talking all over the place, but I guess what I was trying to say there was, I know I'm a weird guy, and I know think about things that nobody else thinks of, and that's on purpose, because that's partly on purpose, because I get used to things and I get bored of things so quickly, and I'm not bragging, I just literally do, faster than other people, I wish I could be enticed with things for longer, because then I would be have more stability. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just oh, now I'm giving up. It's I just need to, anyways. I shouldn't say that, it's a bad thing to say, but yeah, and so I've I've been in sales, and I've just dealt a lot with people, and I've talked so much with so many fucking different people about so many fucking different topics that I just can't do the standard hey, how are you, and how's the, how's that? I just can't. I can for a very short period of time, but I literally I don't know why people are doing that. Do you know what I mean? I just am why are we talking like this? I don't know why. Why is everyone talking so weirdly? And that's just how I feel about it. Whatever anybody, I don't know. I'm not even going to come to a conclusion on that. That's just how I feel. So, yeah. There's this bench that I've been coming to over here for a long time. And there's an Oscar Wilde quote on it. And I think it perfectly sums up my channel and my, whatever I'm whatever I'm doing here, whatever the fuck this is. But it actually sums up like why it might answer some questions as to actually this is the best way to phrase it. If somebody thought I was crazy, or somebody listened to my channel, and admittedly, like, yeah, it's like, it's out there, it's weird. I'm not gonna like be like, no, this is the truth, and everybody needs to understand this. I'm not like, that's not the approach I'm taking to it. It's like, that's just my thoughts then. You know what I mean? I laugh because I wonder what people's view of it is, and that's part of the reason why I make it, is because that's part of the reason definitely why I phrase things the way that I do, why I say things the way that I do, and why I use the words that I do, and why I talk about the things that I talk about, because I feel like I have a good kind of understanding of kind of how people respond to certain things and certain topics. And going one step further than that, I think I have an idea of what types of people, and the different, not types of people, but different types of, like, society just has different perspectives, right? And so there's this guy over here doing this and that guy doing that, and they have different perspectives, and then there's a guy over there and he sees things differently as well. And so what I like to do, and this is going to get really kind of sales theoretical, but in sales I learned how I just studied people, and I studied their responses to things, and I got good at getting a favorable response. And so in that, you need to understand why unfavorable responses are given, so you don't give them, and that's just like, I think when anybody does anything, that's just kind of the process that they go through in learning whatever the fuck they're learning about. I'm not saying I'm special, I just so happen to spend time in fucking sales, right? So yeah, and so with that kind of information, if I explained it or whatever, I know I said it very quickly, but with that kind of framework, I am able to, like, I could, and yeah, I don't know, like, maybe this sounds fucking crazy, but like, I'm kind of aware of it, so it's like a weird thing, and I've tested it and it kind of works. Like, yeah, I'm dragging this out too long, but like, just saying different things and based on people's responses, like, it's all about just listening to them. Sales, it has nothing to do with what I'm fucking saying. Like, that's the best thing about, that's the biggest misconception about sales, I think, is like, sales has nothing to do with how good of a speaker I am. That fucking helps. If you're a shitty speaker or you can't communicate, then you're kind of screwed right off the bat. But that's only a part of it. If you're really fucking good at sales, you're just good at reading people, and you're just good at listening to people, understanding what where they're coming from, because then from there you can adapt and change things around that. And a sale is not like a one-time thing, you know what I mean? People think sales is like, well, I said a combination of 30 words, and that was the best combination of 30 words I could put, and so like that combination of 30 words should net a 30% fucking net sales over this group of people, which will, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that. It's like, well, interpersonal sales, marketing, and like doing mass marketing, that's exactly what it is. But interpersonal sales, or the sales that I did, was not that. Although that is, you need to have that as well. You need to brand each fucking thing you say, really, into a certain thing to create an image, because people, not to dupe people. You're not trying to, you're not trying to, manipulate them, although kind of you are. But the whole idea of that is to just present a brand for yourself. Just like companies, they present a brand. Their companies aren't just going to be like, they just all of a sudden like did something ridiculous, and it's like, oh well, we make mistakes or something. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's a terrible example, but you know what I mean? Like, they just put work into making sure people see certain things, and that's deception. There's no question about it. But it's part of fucking the shit that we're in, you know? And there's no worse fucking person for capitalism. There's no more useless fucking person in the world than like middle management, like a sales middle manager for like a fucking like the worst would be sales middle manager for healthcare, for a healthcare insurance, like a healthcare insurance sales middle manager. That is the epitome of the human race right there. God damn it. Fuck, why did I go into sales? It pissed me off. That pisses me off. I wish I got a lot out of it. I can't say like I didn't get anything out of it, you know. But I guess it's okay. Everybody has, like, you know, you can question anything, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to see this quote. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm just in the middle of this ride. I just wanted to make more of a kind of less anxiety-ridden fucking video. But maybe it seems like I'm anxious to a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know. I feel okay. I'm in a pretty shitty spot, and I'm aware of that. I don't mean to make it sound like I'm fucking all good, you know, but it's really not that bad. So here we go. This quote by Oscar Wilde. It kind of sums, or it describes my channel, you know, decently well. Or like, no, that's way too fucking. I'm cocky as fuck. Like, I'm so cocky, and I know that. And like, part of the reason I've started doing that to like piss people off, but then I just continued with it, and it's terrible. I don't mean to be so cocky. I know I sound cocky, and I can hear it in my voice. But it's just the way I talk, I guess. It's shitty. Anyway, so this is not like what my channel is. What this is my view of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't mean to like give it so much credit or like do anything crazy. It's just like a light, fun description of what I kind of see, just what I see myself doing. So anyways, here it is. It says, "A dreamer is someone who can find his way by moonlight, and his only reward is to see the dawn before the rest of mankind." Oscar Wilde. So that's a pretty good quote, because it like perfectly sums up what the fuck I'm doing. Like, it's like, I'm not getting anything out of this. There's not really anything tangible, nothing. You know what I mean? I literally like get nothing out of it, but I'm just doing it for my own satisfaction. Do you know what I mean? And that quote is the perfect, sums it up perfectly. It makes me feel better about it, actually, about my channel and how useless it is. Because it's like, oh well, it's okay. Other people have done useless shit too. I'll read that again just so we can put it back in context. It says, "A dreamer is someone who can find his way by moonlight, and his only reward is to see the dawn before the rest of mankind." That's a great quote, I gotta say. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue my bike ride, and hope you guys have a good day.